Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
All right, we done it. It is Friday, everyone, and welcome to Educated. I am Katie Petrick, joined by, oh my word, it's Friday, which means we get David Fiorazo.
Filling in for Dr. Jake Jacobs this week.
Filling in Friday. All right, well, we are streaming on our Freedom Project Media app, Rumble, Facebook, Apple, and Spotify, and all of the other things, right? Visit stayeducated.org to get connected if you, too, would like to see what's going on. Now, with colleges becoming increasingly more toxic, a new study finds a majority of professors believe they no longer have the ability to teach without being judged. What? Teachers teaching and being judged for their teaching? Teach? David, what's happening?
Well, let's talk about some numbers first, and I know we're going to get to DEI because that's going to come up big time in this story. But the headline over at the Daily Caller is Traded Ideas for Ideology. Look at that number. Almost 75% of college faculty believe academic freedom is in danger. They might not have the same reasons believing that we do, but anyway, nearly 3/4, that is. See, I went to school. It's been a while.
It's been a while, but it's
3/4, 75% of faculty at four-year colleges and universities believe that academic freedom is not secure. Get this. Faculty are increasingly afraid of suffering consequences. Why? Well, if they have views that they express, well, it says here inside or outside the classroom. So basically, you can't express your views, especially if they're conservative.
If you think, you
right?
must.
So they're choosing to self-censor as a result. Isn't that tolerant of?
Oh, so tolerant, yeah.
Whoever's causing them to self-censor. But anyway, let me read this quote by one of the professors at University of Michigan, who said this. I never feel comfortable speaking about issues related to DEI or transgender issues. The university I work at has adopted a stance on both of these issues that cannot be questioned without fear of reprisal, sanction, or what's that word, Katie? Ostracization.
Being ostracized.
Yeah, from the academic community. So, But I want to get to the bottom line, then we can talk. I'll let you chime in here and let us know what you think about this. Faculty at colleges and universities, according to this understated part of the article, faculty tend to skew left of the political spectrum. I read that. I'm going, can they be any more? I mean, this has gone on for 50,
breaking news,
60 years. The liberal left skew, if you want to call it a skew. Nearly 80% of faculty voted for Kamala Harris. They vote for the Democrats in every election, and that's at the college level.
Yeah.
So professors. And if you go at the NEA, the K through 12, they endorse every Democrat candidate. I think they have since Jimmy Carter. So go ahead, Kate. I'll let you share your thoughts on this because they traded ideas for ideology.
So what's fascinating on this story is that there is nothing new. This story has been done over and over. We've reported on it for years. Did you know that on the college campus, most of the professors are liberal? Oh, color me shocked.
Yes.
And so the fact that nearly 75% of them believe that academic freedom is in danger. Now, this is being done every year by FIRE, right? The Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. They always do their annual survey. And every year they're finding that we don't have free speech on any college campus anymore. And what's increasingly becoming apparent is the liberals, or liberal professors, I should say, are finding out that, wait, even though they believe whatever they want to believe, they too may fall victim to the cancel culture if it's not in lockstep with whatever the narrative is at the moment. So even if you claim to be a liberal professor but you believe in free speech, well, that's not allowed. Or if you're a liberal professor, but on this one topic, maybe you tend to be a little bit more libertarian. No, that's not allowed. So they too are finding that we can't say anything or do anything without the mob coming after them.
Isn't that sad? So they're also setting an example in a way, unintended example perhaps, for the students.
Correct.
For the few conservative or independent or Christian students who are maybe they don't know their professor is conservative, so I guess I shouldn't say they're setting an example. But I think there are some graphs and some different breakdowns of this. Let's look at it. So many faculty, especially moderates and conservatives, here's what they're worried about. Damaging the reputations. Why? Because someone misunderstands something they have done or said. 52% of conservatives, 43% of moderates, 35% of liberal, overall 40%. Go ahead, Katie, you can take the next one.
Yeah, and I mean, this is their livelihood. This is, if you're going to be a professor, this is a career. In terms of like, are they worried about losing their jobs because someone misunderstands or something they have said or done? It's the conservatives at 32% who mostly believe that, yes, they are worried about losing their jobs. 27% of the moderates, 18% only of the liberals. Which is, I mean, yes.
Why would that be so low?
Oh, wow. Because whatever they say, they can wiggle their way out of, basically. And overall, 23%. So the fact, though, that 1 in 4 overall are worried about losing their jobs because of what they say. Since when did words hurt you?
Okay, so
when did words hurt you?
Yeah, words. Ouch. So here's the non-headline headline. 3 times as many conservative compared to liberal faculty, at least occasionally hide their political beliefs from other faculty. Why? Well, they prefer to keep their job. Ridiculous.
That makes sense, though, from their mindset. I get why they're doing it.
55%, yeah. So
55% of the conservatives are like, yep, I am. More than half of the conservatives are not speaking anything because they need to keep their job. And a lot of it, when you take a look at this, 34% of them are not tenured. Only a quarter of them are tenured. And so they're like, I can't speak out.
I'm going to self-censor. But again, look at the liberal number, 17%.
Only 17% need to worry about it.
17%. Yeah. They're not worried about losing their jobs.
Oh, no.
Because they know they've got the university backing.
Oh, of course.
So what's next?
Well, there's more statistics. Few faculty indicated conservative would fit well in their department. So
wait a minute.
Who's going to, blend nicely with our people? Who's going to blend nicely with us? Well, a conservative individual, would they be a good fit? Well, 39% say somewhat poor fit, either a very or somewhat poor fit. Neither poor nor positive. So those conservatives, they're neutral according to what these faculty believe. And only 20% think, yep, a conservative would do great with us. Meanwhile,
jump to the bottom, 71% think a liberal individual would be a very positive or somewhat positive fit in their department.
No way, because they want to look in a mirror, basically, and look at each other. All right, finally, what else do we have? We have 1 in 4 faculty and nearly half of the conservative faculty feel that they cannot express their opinion on a subject because of how other faculty, students, or the administration would respond. My question is, when you look at this, it says of other faculty, students, or the administration. If we could actually parse that out, who are these professors more afraid of? Of what the students are going to think? Is it their fellow faculty members, or is it the administration? I am quite curious. If you could actually get a true poll from the conservative professors, especially, of these 3 categories, who are you actually most worried about?
So, I wonder if the other faculty know what professors are conservative.
Oh, they
and what
know.
Are liberal.
Oh, they know.
But how do they know if they've never talked about it? If they're afraid to share an opinion? They
have their little faculty meetings. They talk, they chirp. Chirp. It really depends probably on the department, though, but any of the humanities, that's what they do. Chirpy, chirp. Down the hallways. Chirpy, chirp. Well, and most of them are quite obvious, like with all the stickers and bumper stickers and stuff they put up on their doorway, being like, Black Power.
The closed communist fist.
Like all of it.
Black Lives Matter, Global
all
Network
of it.
Foundation,
And then all the
LGBTQ,
rainbow stuff. Like,
and Planned Parenthood and everything else.
Absolutely.
Oh, and pro-Palestine. And all
you got to
forgot that one.
Speaking of Yale, let's just segue right to that one. So here is example 82,562, or maybe it's 563. I lost count of why you shouldn't go to an Ivy League school, such as, here we go, Yale. It's Yale University. And this course that's being offered this spring semester that will study friendships between white and black women.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, we need to just delve deep into this.
They're beating that drum to death, aren't they?
Well, yes, basically is the long and short of it. The course is titled No Time for Tears, Friendships Between Black Women and White Women. David, do you want to take that course? I mean,
No, well,
no time for tears.
No
if
time
it
for
said
tears.
Tears for Fears, I'd be like, what? All right, let's go back to the 80s. Tears for Fears? Anyone?
I remember that.
Tears
Everybody
for-
wants to rule the world, right? Right? Anyway.
There we go. We'll bring it
All
in.
right.
Now, here is our great professor, Tasha Hawthorne, who is also the residential college dean of Pearson College, which is at Yale. So if you want to take this course with her, sure, here you go. The syllabus says that students are going to interrogate with brutal honesty the stakes that underwrite black women's relationships with white women.
The stakes?
Yes, I mean we're interrogating. That's a class I want. I want to interrogate.
Okay.
What is it that actually this course is going to be about? You see, they want to explore if relationships between these black women and white women can develop on an equal footing. Can those relationships be unfettered by the trappings of quid pro quo transactions? Can they be built upon hard emotional labor, trust, and risky and rare as it may seem, love? Are these relationships even possible? Might we explore the deficits that make these relationships difficult? We seek to interrogate, and then that's what I had already said, the brutal honesty, the stakes that underrate. Okay.
Is this a required course?
No, it's a 1 credit.
It's a 1 credit.
Yale indoctrination station course.
For a credit.
So for the low cost, I forgot how much it costs per credit there. I want to say it's over $1,000 per. It's easily over $1,000 because it's like $70,000 for tuition for like for 3, 7, 8 grand, whatever your 1 credit is worth there. Let's say it's $5,000. For $5,000, you too can be told that black women and white women are not to be friends. And why? Because of the readings that you are going to be indoctrinated with, such as, who is Karen and why does she keep calling the police on black men? Yes, this is one of the articles that is in the reading list. What about another one? How the Karen meme confronts the violent history of white womanhood.
Violent history.
Now, if you don't know what the Karen term came to be, it's a term used for any white woman who is complaining. And basically then she somehow is defaulted to being a racist as well. So whatever. Don't forget how Karen became a symbol of racism. There it is by Vox. So we are going to read that. And there's one more called Queering Karen.
Oh, there we go.
The Rise of the Angry White Woman.
There we go.
Is that me? I'm an angry white woman? Is that me? Am I a Karen? No, I'm a Katie.
You're a Katie, but you're
right.
close to that category, though.
It is getting close.
You fit some of the qualifications there.
This is true. I just want to let everyone know that the best part of this entire course is that they're using contract grading, which generally makes it easier for students to get good grades because all they have to do is make an effort. So students are guaranteed a B+. A B+.
For what? For what?
Hey, if they meet the contract's requirements. Which it means basically come to the class and share your discussion, be respectful in their mind, whatever their definition of respectful is. But it doesn't matter though what individual assignment grades are. So you're going to get a B+ no matter what, Karen.
So is this just for women?
Ooh, great question. Who can go? Doesn't say.
Oh.
We'll have to take the course.
I find that sexist if it's not.
Well,
if it's only for women.
Hey, male Karen, get over.
If it's not
whatever.
open to all.
No.
Both genders.
Am I being Karen now for doing that? All right. Well, we're going to knock off this nonsense because we have a lot more to come up. Stay with us.
Catch Freedom Project's lineup of shows daily at noon Central. Starting on Monday, we have Educated. On Tuesday, we have the Dr. Duke Show with Vicki McKenna. Wednesday continues with another episode of the Dr. Duke Show with Dr. Jake Jacobs. Thursday, we have One Nation. And Friday, we wrap up the week with another episode of Educated. Catch Freedom Project's lineup of shows daily at noon Central.
Next up, let's go over to Boston.
Boston.
From Boston.
Boston.
That's right. Boston Harbor.
There it is.
Not too far from Harvard. All right, let's go to gender fluid angels.
What?
Whatever the heck that is. So Boston University students are going to study gender fluid angels. Okay, but there's more.
Ooh.
In medieval time or medieval trans studies class. Medieval.
Are you
trans
just
studies. I'm not making
flipping
this
through the
up.
dictionary and putting words next to each other and just medieval and trans and studies?
By looking at the headline, one would think, wouldn't one? But in the Middle Ages, there was no rational doubt that humans were created male and female, according to one scholar and according to most of humanity. That was back then, though. That was up until about 50 years ago.
That's so outdated.
Maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But Boston University is offering a graduate level course. It's called Medieval Trans Studies for the upcoming spring semester that explores how medieval texts speak to the historical, theoretical, and political concerns that animate contemporary trans studies. Of course, naturally, the course has drawn criticism from scholars who argue that it reflects modern ideology or ideological biases rather than historical accuracy, or I will even go further than that and say rather than truth.
Truth. Oh, hey.
Are we going to get censored for using that word?
We're not allowed to be
Truth.
succinct in our verbiage and just, speak truth, capital T there.
Yeah, but in today's universities, who cares about historical accuracy? Basically.
Pish posh, they say.
Exactly. So it considers the deep histories of transgender embodiment.
What does that even mean?
Through an examination of texts stemming from the Middle Ages, according to the course description.
Oh.
So texts from the Middle Ages, they're going to consider the deep histories as if there's this mountain of information.
They're just going to discover some text and be like, ha ha.
Okay,
here it is.
So students will read about alchemical hermaphrodites.
Okay.
Gender fluid angels, I'm not making this up, Ethiopian eunuchs, trans saints.
Wait, what?
Sex workers, and gender queer monks.
Oh, my word.
According to the university. Okay, so let's stop right there. From the biblical worldview, you look at this and go, okay, they're trying to put trans saints in there.
They're just throwing words like, okay, we have saints, trans. Here we go. We got some monks, genderqueer. They're pulling the words out of a bucket and they're putting them in there.
So what one guy said, I'm paraphrasing what one guy said, that they're taking modern ideologies or modern obsessions, and they're trying to rewrite history in a way. This University of Chicago professor said, her name is Rachel Fulton Brown. She said, I think this course is a good symptom. I like this quote, actually. I think this course is a good symptom of the crisis that we're in. Are we going to recognize ourselves as creatures of God, or are we going to pretend that we are our own makers? Katie, we could do a whole show on that right there. That's a power-packed quote, because she's saying, is there a creator of all things, the universe, male, female, marriage, family, gender, civil government, everything else that makes up a society? But it starts with God as creator. Are we going that way? Or are we going to, as one of the commandments says, you shalt not make a god in your own image? And this says, are we going to pretend that we are our own creators? I can manifest. You hear that word a lot.
Yes. I am what I am because I say I am.
Yeah.
And I made me.
What are your thoughts, Kate? I think that's just a powerful quote, I think.
It's a super powerful quote. The dichotomy here, like what we are in absolutely right now as society is we are skewing way towards the latter part where we are pretending that we are our own makers. And unless we can swing the pendulum back, we won't have society quick and in a hurry.
And yet, what percentage, let's just talk about America. Okay. What percentage of the U.S. population claims to be transgender. Isn't it under 2%?
Is overall population, yeah, under 2.
Under 2%.
And for kids, it's less than 1.
And we're debating this on college campuses, right?
And this is where tax money goes to. This is where students are getting their minds just indoctrinated. It's just blown up, and they can't think for themselves because, molded into a bad mold.
By the way, the university is also offering several other related courses. Ready for this?
Ooh, yes.
Thinking queerly.
Yes. Yeah.
Sociology of gender.
Yeah.
And queering health. Okay.
We can't just have health class.
Queering.
We have to queer it.
Health.
Everything's queer.
What
queer
the heck?
This, queer that.
Can you explain to me what that even means, or what?
It means we're pretending. That's exactly.
But health.
We're pretending.
Health is a pretty.
Nope. Male and female, not allowed. If we can't even get the basics of that biology, health is up in the air for whatever. But hey, David, I have to ask you a question.
Yes, go.
How tall are you?
Well, I've shrunk from 5'11" to 5'10" and a half.
5'10", okay.
5'10" and a half.
So it's safe to say you're not really competing for the tallest man in the world. Competition? No. Okay, well, after the break, we are going to introduce you to not the males, but the tallest and shortest women in the world. Back in a flash.
In 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. Introducing Patriot Mobile, the wireless carrier that stands with you. We are committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream.
Get free activation now with promo code EDUCATED. I feel targeted by this next story, David.
Well, Katie, you asked me how tall I was. How tall are you?
I am 5 foot and 3/4, 5'1" on a good day.
What?
I like to say I'm 5'1" on a good day.
On a good day?
On a good day.
Okay.
I think I am shrinking as well. I think I am still at the 5 foot mark, though. So apparently the world's tallest and shortest women met for an afternoon tea. The stories that we are now discussing have really reached new heights. Let's take a look high and low.
This is a really special year for Guinness World Records. Not only is it our 20th Guinness World Records Day, but we're beginning the celebrations for the 70th anniversary of the book. So how better to celebrate than to unite two of the most iconic record holders we have, Rumeysa and Jyoti, the world's tallest and shortest living women.
27-year-old Rumeysa Gelgi of Turkey stands more than 7 feet tall. Her counterpart in height, 2-foot-tall 30-year-old Jyoti Amji of India, met for the first time to celebrate and get to know each other.
I have realized me and Jyoti have a lot of in common. We both love self-care, makeup, doing our nails, and jewelries.
Something else they have in common is how much their lives have changed since receiving their world records.
सबसे छोटी होने का फायदा ये है.
I get a lot of attention because I'm the shortest woman in the world. People love it. They love being around me and having their picture taken with me. I'm very grateful to Guinness World Records for finding me and giving me this gift of being recognized around the world.
All right.
So now, Katie, you're somewhere in between that, aren't you?
They are 5 foot different in height. So if I put her, the shortest woman, on my head, she would see eye to eye with the tallest woman.
Wow.
Exactly. Wowzers.
Well,
Okay.
when she walked up to the taller woman there, that's just mind-boggling. It just really is fascinating. Of course, that's why they're in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, so is it pronounced Rumeysa? The one she stands 7 feet, 0.7 inches, right? And it's Jyoti, I think. They said how they have a lot of things in common. You kind of heard her talk about that, and they love makeup and jewelry and all this stuff. But seems like, I guess, they had a really good meeting together, and
yeah,
it just seems one of those interesting stories.
Well, it's fascinating. Both of them are being recognized for something out of their control.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
so, and they seem to be great sports. They've gotten used to the attention, and I find that to be very interesting.
Well, and there's also, like, they each have their own, like, other records that they're going for, which is kind of cool. Largest hands on a woman, longest back on a living person, longest ears of a person for females. Facts that you just wouldn't know. Did you ever, like, open the Guinness World Records book and just kind of like, oh, maybe I could do one of these tricks, not anything to do with height or anything, but nothing?
No, because part of it is because there's some ridiculous...
Well, yes, of course.
...world records that... I think of eating competitions or creating certain things. I mean, just for,
You know what I would win?
What?
Or I would train for? Most volume of watermelon eaten. Without getting up to be able to use the restroom. And no, you can't sit and use the restroom either. Just how much watermelon.
So watermelon eating contest.
But
it's
not.
Seeds.
It's for volume, not for speed.
Volume.
It's a bladder control issue at that point, you know?
You
know what I'm saying? It's a lot of water, okay? It's a lot of water. All right, well, fine. That's going to wrap up this episode of Educated. I need to go eat some watermelon. So we are going to be back again next Monday at noon Central. Now, for David and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting what we do. Until next time, stay educated, America.